Hi. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, please subscribe, hit the notification bell to get notified each time I post a new video. Drop your comments in the comments section. In today's vlog, we're going to be talking about, okay guys, I'm going to be gisting you guys in today's vlog. Guess what? I'll be telling you a real life story on how you can learn from the story and then implement it. How you can actually navigate workplace chaos. There's this saying that goes this way: your colleagues or your work colleagues are not your friends. Your colleagues at work are not your friends. If you've worked in a place where you have a mix of people from different cultures, people from different backgrounds, people from different tribes, you will understand better. Even when you work with people from the same tribe, for the fact that people don't come from the same state or from the same village or from the same part of that ethnic group, some things are bound to happen. So number one is this: when you get to your workplace, once you resume at a new place, wherever you're working, one thing I advise is find out the way they do things. Find out what is norm in that place. Don't go and bring your own. Where I'm coming from, this is how it's done. This is not how it's done. Find out the way they do things, then find a way to fit into that their way of life. You don't need to adopt their way of life, but find a way to strike a balance to fit in. Because if you are directly opposite of what happens in that workplace, you are bound to have problem with them. There is bound to be quarrel every day, every time. You're already getting there, but just said, let me drop this gist here. There's bound to be quarrel. And personal differences, individual differences, how people behave also affect how they discharge their duties in the workplace. So if you know, for instance, that this particular person, this person is a senior, you're reporting to this person, you take orders from this person, and you know there's a way this person behaves. This person likes, oh, my village people, she's from my place, she likes to treat them, and you know you're not from that place. You don't need to start showing her that, oh, it's because I'm not from your place, that's why you're behaving this way to me. Find a way to get her soft spot so that things can be easy for you. There is one negative attitude in workplace that, hey, pray that you don't fall victim of that attitude. You see that this attitude of, if you have a problem with somebody and that person is friends with certain people in that workplace, there is a tendency of connivance amongst them. It's going to go and gist them. Look at what this person did though. Look at what this person did though. And they will now isolate you. And pray not to be isolated in the workplace. I'm sorry to say this. Pray not to be isolated. Because if they isolate you, when things are happening, they're not going to tell you. Deadlines, they won't tell you. We have this meeting, they won't tell you. You will see that you will begin to have little problems in your workplace, which personally you wouldn't like. You begin to feel isolated, they're not carrying me along, and you begin to lag behind because you won't be meeting up, especially if you are still a junior staff. You have a lot of people ahead of you, you have a lot of people you are reporting to. Still have so much ladder to climb. Instead of getting yourself into the trouble of you start feeling bad, it's like they don't like me here, you start feeling isolated. Once you come in or once you resume, find out how they do their own things and find a way to fit in so that you'll be having problem with them. I so much believe that if you know how someone behaves, especially that person is a senior in your workplace, or that person is higher than you in your workplace, or that person can take a decision that can affect you. One thing I've done and it has helped me so much. If you know Madam A or Madam B behaves this way, just find a way to be following her. She doesn't like people passing through her office to get to her office. Respect yourself. Go and take the stairs. If you must pass through there, it should be with her consent so that she won't start disliking you unnecessarily. Others are doing it. You may get to your turn. She will have a problem with you. She may not like the fact that you're fair in complexion. She may not like the fact that you're tall. She may not like the fact that you're beautiful. She may not like the fact that you're always jovial with people. She may not like that. So if you know that somebody does not like you, do the best you can to avoid them in the workplace. Make sure that you are humble, very, very humble, so that when that person is higher than you, so that the person won't begin to find fault. I'm not saying you should not leave them to overshadow you, but find a way to be assertive, especially when you're seeking for your right or you're requesting for something. or there is something they have to do for you. Just find a way to be assertive, to strike a balance so that they won't see her as this girl. She's so pompous, she's so proud. She doesn't even let people make decisions. Someone just feels like she's over sabi. And another point is that do not outshine your boss. Very important. Do not think you know more than they do, because if you know more than they do, they wouldn't be higher than you. No matter how she got to that rank, no matter how she got to that position, the most important thing is that she's higher than you. She's your boss. So there's no how you can know more than her. Even if you want to chip in your own thoughts, your own advice, or what you think, always find and make the atmosphere conducive for you to chip that in. Hi. So let's continue from where we stopped. You can see it's brighter now. I had to continue the video the next day because I lost some of the files that I I lost some of the files, I lost some part of the continuation. So I had to reshoot. I had to appear in the same attire so that I don't distract you guys so much. The only difference here is that the day is brighter. So as I was saying, even if in a workplace, if you want to chip in what you think is right or what you think is best for the team to do, and you want to tell your boss or someone who is higher than you, try to make the environment conducive before you chip in whatever you want to chip in. You can be polite enough, say, "Ma, please excuse me, can we do it this way? Can we try this? I've seen where this has worked." And if she says no, just accept it. Don't go insisting, people don't know how to do it. People don't know how anything. This is how you people keep failing. People keep drawing us back. Don't go ranting. Don't go complaining. Once you have done your best by trying to convince her by saying, "Ma, I've seen it work. Oh, this is how it's done. Oh, can we contact please that person that has done it before?" And if she declines, it's okay for you to just stay on your lane so that she doesn't start seeing you as you're a threat. And the worst thing that can happen to you in the workplace is if they see you as a threat, even when you're not even a threat safe, they are still in people's business. Not to talk of when you see you as a possible threat, that you want to take over her position, you want to enter her office, you want to be in charge. You are Mr. or Mrs. Know All. You think you know everything. Don't allow them to grade you in that category, because that place will be made unconducive for you and you wouldn't like it. Because they're higher than you, they may be giving reports to the bosses of the bosses or the boss of the bosses. They may be giving very bad reports to them, and these people may not be close to you to know. They may not even know you before. They may not be close enough to start verifying. Is the report they give you. And at the end of the year, when they do this, what do they call it? And at the end of the year, when they do appraisal, most workplaces do appraisals at the end of the year. It is in that appraisal form that you know the minds of the bosses, how they see you, how they view you. You may be working hard or doing your best, but in their eyes, you're not doing anything. They see as eye service. And another thing is that you need to be in the spirit. I don't know how it sounds, but it's very important. As a human being, you don't need to be very religious, but many women possess spirit of discernment. Ask God to give you the spirit of discernment to help you make the right choices, to help you make the right decisions, to give you wisdom. The way you talk, the way you do things. Another rule I'm going to say that you should apply in the workplace is always have proof. And if you are angry, do not reply in mails. If you are angry, do not reply with mails, because that mail is forever going to be there. They're going to use it as a proof to say, "Oh, look at what she did, though. Look at what she sent." So guys, that's why it's good. Whenever you're angry, always take a deep breath so that you do not make mistakes that are irreversible, especially mails. Sending a mail, there is a 99.9% chance that once that mail drops, you cannot retrieve it all. And it will serve as an evidence. So if you are angry, try not to send mails, try not to send text messages. And these people even record. Once they see you somehow, when you're talking to them, they record you. Try not to respond. That is just the... You can just give yourself some time. Okay, just give me some time. I'm going to give you a response. Just give me some time. You can always seek advice, seek clarification from people who you feel know better than you. And there's another thing I want to talk about. Playing workplace politics. Workplace politics is very important in the corporate environment. They say if you can't beat them, join them. I'm not saying you should join them to commit evil or join them in their back gang, but there's something like in the workplace, it's best to be a little bit in the middle. I don't want to use the word lukewarm. Don't be cold, don't be an outcast, and don't be on the side of the bad ones. So just try and strike a balance between the two. You know that your top bosses are people who always winch hunt people, people who always treat people somehow. You don't like the way they behave to people. Do not be in their gang. Just find a way to find favor before them, but do not join them to commit the atrocities. Once they hate you, they'll gather for you. They'll just do meeting on your head and they will start looking for a way to take you out. With these few points of mine, I've been able to tell you a few things I learned while I was doing a 9 to 5. I believe you've learned one or two things I learned while doing a 9 to 5. And if you practice these things, it's going to help you a lot to excel.